Kevin Smith is at it again. He's taken to going after fans to promote his Clerks 3 movie quite a bit. Clerks 3 did awful at the box office, by the way. For some reason, he has to go tour college towns to get anybody to watch this. And what he does is he sells these tickets, and then I think before or after the movie, he does like a little bit of talking on stage, and then he shows the movie. So he actually has to go to sell this movie, and he does it as a tour. It's really weird. Why did this movie just didn't get a regular box office? I don't understand. Maybe because it's awful and nobody has any faith in it. That could be it. I mean, it was so bad that in a review, the reviewer said, look, I like Kevin, but he's so awful he should never direct again. Don't go watch that video. It's a brutal comment. But lately, he's just been out attacking fans left and right. It's really strange, but I guess it's not that strange. We're talking about a guy that's lit fandom up for years now, really blown his credibility, kind of positioned himself as a mainstream shill. He'll cry at everything. Cried during every Disney Star Wars movie. Cries for like the littlest things, and he makes sure to post pictures and videos of himself crying. It's very strange. Ever since he lost all of his weight, he's just become a different person. And it's not one that's pro-fan like he used to be. He used to kind of push himself and tote himself as one of the fans. Like he's a regular person. He's one of us, which is hardly anything that even close to the truth. He's a corporate shill now. Does anything for a job, does anything to get work. And if he's got to stomp on you to get that job, he'll gladly do it. He's targeting this person, zombified right now, going after this guy. Please stop going back to this well. Your fans are so depressed. And he says, look at those depressed fans. Misery loves company, so join us on the Clerks movie convenience tour. We'll be in Toronto tomorrow and Wednesday. And then he promotes his tickets here where you can get them at Clerks 3. And there's a lot of people here. I'm not saying that it's an empty place. He still has a lot of fans, but it's nowhere near the amount he used to have. He's fallen into irrelevancy. And what I find funny about that is he's literally come out and said that his greatest fear is to go into obscurity. He doesn't want to be irrelevant. And I would argue he definitely has. I mean, this isn't even fully sold out. Look at this. Front row is almost empty. Here's some more people right here. I mean, you got a lot of empty chairs here. Not a sold-out event. And it's not like they were waiting for many people to come in. Kevin Smith is already on stage. But this is what he's got to do to crack at people. And then he does it again. Like, he's fighting with people on Twitter all the time now. Like, here he is. He responds to this comment. All Kevin wants is an echo chamber. He wants to pretend he hasn't entirely sold out and gone against everything he started off with by making Clerks. Here at YellowFlash Guy talks about Smith using his tweet to also sell tickets like he did here. And that's true. He did. He tried to use me to sell tickets. What's funny is he's trying to get this person here and like barely a ratio. He quote tweets him here trying to ratio this guy, this fan. I'm sorry my pics disrupt your narrative about me in which the world has moved on from my bullshit, but while that may be the case for you, the fact of the matter is that a lot of folks don't see the world like you do, so they love the Clerks movie. Are you sure about that? Because the box office numbers would disagree with you. The fact that you're doing this weird tour for the movie says a lot as well. The movie, I think, got a small box office, and the numbers were awful. I made a video about it, kind of making fun of it, because the movie was a failure. This guy, no matter how he wants to paint it, lost a lot of credibility with He-Man. He was exposed as a fake He-Man fan. I think a few years before that show even got made, there's audio of him trashing He-Man, calling it shit and a joke. And then when he starts making the Netflix show, all of a sudden he's the biggest He-Man fan of all time. would talk about running home to watch He-Man. It's an absolute lie. And then he also decided he was going to shit on Clownfish TV and go after Clownfish TV and call them liars when, in fact, they were telling the truth. But he spends a lot of time on Twitter attacking people. A lot of time on Twitter trying to desperately get people to go see his shitty movie. So here's what I wanted to really focus on here. I did want to talk about this because he's yelling at people on Twitter, going after people with, how many followers does Zombified have here? 1,200 followers. He's worried about that person's opinion. Going after people with small follower accounts, trying to attack them and use them for clout. You shouldn't need to do that, Kevin, if your name is so loved. This guy just... He has to know what's going on here, that all this credibility is gone and nobody cares about him anymore. Not like they used to. He used to be kind of a big name in, like, let me put it this way. He used to make a lot of cult classics. His movies weren't huge. He had a nice fan base for his cult movies, and he's really just pissed a lot of that away. And now he says this, another dig on fans too, by the way, and I'll show you why in a second. But this is what's going around. Kevin Smith explains why he'll never make a Marvel or Star Wars movie, which is a lie. He's been crying tears of soy for years over Star Wars and Marvel. All the shit that Marvel and Kathleen Kennedy have done, he praises, says they're amazing, changes his life, greatest things ever to happen in movies. That's why he's a sellout shill. He praises everything that gets done, like it's some kind of great thing. Never has anything bad to say about anything mainstream. Never a criticism. But he comes out and he's saying he's not going to make a Marvel or Star Wars movie, which is a lie. If he ever got offered a chance to do it, he would jump. How high, sir? How high do you need me to jump to make your corporate movie? He would do it in a heartbeat. Don't let him lie to you. The man begs for work daily. Kevin Smith on why he wouldn't direct a Marvel or Star Wars movie. As part of an interview with The Guardian, Smith was asked by a fan whether he'd consider joining the MCU or directing a Star Wars movie, and his response was fairly conclusive. No, it's a fool's errand. You're going to piss somebody off. Fandom is rabid and tribal. When I worked on Masters of the Universe, I took a lot of heat from people who felt like I had ruined their childhood. Well, you made an awful shitty show. And you lied about being a fan of the show. You lied about He-Man. You made a woke-ass show. You made Teela the hero of the universe now. There's a lot of criticisms to be made about his Masters of the Universe show. I'm shocked it's getting a second season, by the way. Can't wait to see how well that one performs. But apparently, fandom is rabid and tribal. This guy's been trying to make himself king of the nerds for years, and now here he is calling you rabid and tribal because you don't like corporate woke changes. This guy can't help but dig on fans lately. Every time he gets a chance, it's like he's just shitting on fans. Going near a Marvel or Star Wars would be insane. They've got 1 billion people to make those movies, but nobody's making Kevin Smith movies, so I might as well make them. I know there's some people that are like, hey, man, this show's woke. I'm like, all right, great. Then so was the original cartoon. We were effing squeezing. Go watch it again. There are girls in every episode. Deal with it, he told Variety. It's been interesting seeing who truly is a hardcore fan, because anybody that's like, oh, man, there's not enough He-Man or something like that doesn't understand the show that we based it on. Oh, the show called He-Man and the Masters of the Universe that starred He-Man in every episode where he was the main hero. Oh, he's still bitter that people just didn't kiss his ass over that garbage-ass show. So he's just going to dig on fans. Now everyone's rabid and tribal because they don't like their stuff being turned into corporate woke bullshit. Kevin Smith, you're washed up, and your nightmare of being irrelevant has come true. Anyway, stop trying to gaslight people to sell tickets to your weird tours for your movie. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about all of this. I'd like to hear from you. Also, if you would please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my locals. There's a link in the description It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals.